Hey everyone, it's Simplicity and welcome back to a new video. Today we have a Townie Makeover and it's been a little while since I've done one of these. But today we have Shayne Scroggins from university. So I had a request to do a makeover of either him or Kyle. I can't think of Kyle's last name. But I was like, I don't know if I know exactly off the top of my head who Shayne is. So I was like, okay, let's go ahead, take a look and see what this sim is like. And honestly, he's kind of cute, I'm not gonna lie. So I was trying to make his eyes a little bit more of like a natural blue instead of that like color that he had going on, because it was a little too vibrant for my liking. So I ended up going with, I think, light blue eyes for him. And then we went ahead and I played around with some sliders. But there will be a download link for him and the CC in the description if you are interested. Also, just as a small reminder, you can now use my creator code to purchase Sims 3 packs on the EA app, which I think is super cool. So if you want to go ahead and do that, my code should have been up on the screen somewhere around there. But let's go ahead and just continue doing this. So I kind of struggled with his eye shape a little bit. Just, I don't know, there's something about his like default eye shape that I was like, I don't know how to make this what I'm seeing for him. But I think it ended up coming together. I think I left it like that. Nose I pulled out just a little bit. I wanted it just to be a little bit longer. And I kind of kept him with that kind of like baby face kind of look. I updated his freckles, which you will see later on, and I gave him a little bit more of some like thicker lips just because I thought that it would kind of complement his face a little bit better. But yeah, I kind of kept him with like that little bit of like a baby face. He does get a little bit of facial hair, but like it's not like super thinned out or anything like that. So I hopped in, removed his freckles, and went looking for another pair, and I liked these ones on him, so I went with that. And then I think I hopped into eyebrows next. I also did change his body up a little bit. Like he's a little bit skinny, but like I feel like whenever the body types are like this, which this is nothing against people in real life, but in game it just looks a little off. Like it makes the head look like it's too big for the body. So I just hopped in and I kind of fixed that. I also used a new eyebrow that I don't think I've ever actually used before, so that was kind of cool. I think I used these ones. And then I gave him some facial hair, which I think made a world of a difference. And then I hopped in to look through my skin tones, trying to see what one I thought would be best. And I think I went with this one, which is, I think, a little bit more in the pink tone, but like I thought it looked the closest to. And then hair. This took me a bit. So I think he lost the beanie. I tried out so many of these like hat hairs and none of them were doing it for me, which like looking back on it now, he doesn't look bad in them. So I don't know why I didn't just go with this, but I only did the everyday outfit. So if you're looking for anything else, it's probably going to be all of like his default ones. But I wanted him to still have longer hair. I just didn't know what. I also changed the color. I made it where it's not this kind of like red tone. I wanted something a little bit more natural, which you will see whenever I figure out what hair it was that I used. But I knew I wanted to stick with the long hair because I wanted to keep with that. And then I went in here looking for like a red toned brown because I know I have a few. But I was like, if I do that, I'm going to lose it. So I hopped in here and just kind of adjusted this a little bit like that. So it does still have this kind of like red tone to it. It's just a little bit more natural, which I liked. And is this the hair that I went with? I don't think so. I think I went with a little bit of a messier one that had some like pieces over the eyes. It was just kind of the vibe that I liked on him. I don't know why, it's just that's where I was at. I was like, I kind of like the messier hair look. So I went with, you get to see me go through apparently every single Chelsea retexture I have. I think I did this one. Pretty sure I did this one. So you can kind of see what he comes together to be. I darkened his beard a little bit. And then I kind of like retracted it. So I was like, I don't know. but it didn't look any better darker. And then we hopped in to makeup just to add a little bit of some depth into the face. So I waited for things to load up. We went ahead and I used this cheek contour just to kind of add a little bit of some shape. And then I was looking for a blush, which I think I went with like a really light pink on him, which I don't think I've ever done this color blush on anyone. And then we added in those little cheek pores to add a little bit more texture with a highlighter. And mouth corners, of course, because that's a staple with my Sims. And then I went with this lip, and I couldn't tell you what this lip is. Which thankfully it doesn't add like a whole lot, it's just a little bit more detail. But I have no idea what that lipstick is. But see, like, he just looks a little bit better now that he's a little bit more broadened out. And then I tried to keep his style fairly similar to what he already had going on. So he stays with the jeans and like a jacket. This jacket was a little bit cropped. And I do have one that's like a CC version of this, which is like this one. But I didn't like that on him. I ended up going with, I think it was like a jean jacket with like a hoodie underneath it. Like this. I thought I kind of liked on him, and then we paired it with a pair of ripped jeans, some high top Converse. He gets a piercing, I believe. I think I gave him a nose piercing. Because, I don't know, it was the vibe that I was feeling with him, and I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. But yeah, so this is kind of what he comes out to look like. And I don't know, I think it's a pretty good upgrade, but like, he's not a bad looking sim to begin with. So I'm not really all too surprised that he still ended up looking really good. I gave him some nails, of course. But that was kind of about it. So I hop in, we recolor nails, I go in, see what his piercing looks like, and that is it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up right here. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, you can hit the like button down below. If you want to see some more videos from me, go ahead and subscribe. I post 2 to 3 times a week right now. If you are already subscribed and want notifications for when I post, hit that bell down below. Make sure that your YouTube notifications are turned on, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, lovelies.